Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly.
Man, is it going to be fun trying to stop this passing offense at Texas. Not only do you have to deal with Arch Manning throwing the football, but you got Wingo outside with all that speed, David. You're bringing Cam Coleman from Auburn with his size and speed. So who do you cover if you're on defense?
Could be an alley. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27. And the Longhorns pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot.
Makes a catch. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas! And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing it at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll try the counter. Find some fresh air. Turning it on. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. The Sooners moving quickly to the line.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football.
Well, the defense is fast. If you can hit that quarterback with his speed and force those incompletions, man, that is impressive.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Quick completion to the right.
And that was a really good job by the defense. Again, keeping everything in front of you in that situation, and now you're rewarded with the third and long. So on this down, we'll see if they bring some pressure or if they lay back and play zone.
Trying to escape and get it himself. Gets it past the marker for a first down, and that's the way we will wrap up the first quarter. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. And they've swapped ends of the field, and we'll get it going in the second. They've got a first down here to open the period. Looking for a man. It's Mateer. Fires to the big fella. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. The Sooners, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
Really nice job responding by the offense here. They watched the opponent go down the field and score a touchdown on that last drive, and you could see the quarterback there in the commercial break. He's telling his guys, let's go. We're going to go get this one. Everybody lock in. And that's what you're seeing on this drive. Doing a really, really nice job. They look confident. They're trying to score a touchdown themselves.
They'll use the running game on first and goal. He is denied, and it'll be second and goal.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Can the D deny them on second and goal? They want to run this quarterback. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. So they put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense. Here's Arch to throw. Finds his tight end. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. Offense goes on the attack on 1st and 10. They'll go to the counter. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Looking to throw, it's Manning. Pressure coming. And here's a fumble way behind the line.
Man, those are backbreakers. Defensively, you get so excited. You force the fumble, I'm going to get a turnover. And the offense falls on the floor.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Longhorns line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. He'll aim it toward the sideline to try to make it tough on the return team. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. The run inside. It's Avant. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24. And the Sooners in the hurry-up.
And that wasn't a big gain, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Fires it incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
I want to give a shout-out to the defense there on 3rd down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked...
Wait just a second. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to go for it in this situation. He wants to change this route. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Pocket breaking down. Got him for the sack. This defense turning up the intensity.
Man, first half being that aggressive on your side of the field, that's a different world. Like, you live in the analytics world, and I know people say go for it more often. I don't see the point in going for it on that one early in the game in that situation.
He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
1st down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to match the physicality right here, right now in this situation.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. Looks as if he's going to run it. They stop him right there. They tried to convert with the run, and the defense was up for the challenge.
And how about the response from this defense? Put in a horrible situation, horrible field position. Jesse, they bowed their necks 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and it's a sudden change situation.
Guys, they're going to pass on taking the sure 3 here and try to get the touchdown, and this is a pretty big gamble. Under fire. And he did not make it. The defense
Love the coverage on defense there. 4th down. They were ready for the pass. And you saw in the back end, great job being in position to make that play. And now their offense is coming on the field.
And they didn't pick up any extra room to operate, but they at least got it back to the original line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Stopped again, and at least they made it back to the line of scrimmage this time.
And this offense doesn't have much space to go backwards anymore. Like, they've given that up, man. You got to be physical. You got to find a way to get this ball out of the area of your own end zone. You don't want to flirt with the safety, and that means being physical and getting it back downhill, not going backwards.
Back to throw, it's Mateer. The heat got to him, and he just sort of froze and got tackled in the end zone for a safety. So after that safety, they'll kick it away from their own 20.
How good is this pass rush right now? In the last play, they get the sack, setting them up on the 1-yard line. And then you know they're licking their chops. These guys are all pinning their ears back on the last play, knowing, hey, we just got him a second ago. We can go get him again, and they do getting the safety.
Arch is going to throw for it. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? They'll throw again after the incompletion. Rush is on him. And a flag flies as the pass is incomplete. Let's see who it's on. So he just lost track of where the line of scrimmage was. The illegal forward pass will wave off the play. Penalty will be accepted. This third down a little longer after that penalty. Manning from the gun on third down. He's got it. Now the Longhorns will call the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. And the Longhorns peeled off a huge chunk of yardage through the air and now back to the line. He'll take a shot. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Texas!
You know, there are so many coaches out there in 2-minute situations at the end of the half with a lead that'll just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
Yeah, and let's finish this half now. And now we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time. So get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
He'll bring it out. It's Thomas. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Looking to throw, it's Mateer. Flushed out of the pocket. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down.
Well, I love the effort by the quarterback here. He extends the play. Nothing open right away. There's a little bit of pressure. He gets to the outside, tries to take a shot down the field, just not on the same page with his intended target.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. Back to pass. Going to try to get it himself. Bought a little time, lets it go. And he just flat missed him. Sometimes you see a guy, he's open, and you try to baby it too much, and it was a bad throw. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Escapes the pressure to his right. Bought a little time, lets it go. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left.
Another third down stop for this defense, and they're excited, but you always kind of got to watch. Like, they shouldn't go for it on fourth down here in their own end, but this team has shown they are not scared. Fourth down is just another down. They will stay aggressive. I don't know if they read the analytics or not, but it usually says fourth down, and I'm going for it.
And it looks as if there will be no return here as the punt goes out of bounds. And it's first down, but they'll try the field goal in the closing seconds of the first half. As we close in on halftime, a timeout is taken here. And they didn't get him lined up in the middle, so he'll have to knock it through from 54 yards out on the left side. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. And they didn't get him lined up in the middle, so he'll have to knock it through from 54 yards out on the left side. It doesn't always have to be pretty, and that one wasn't, but somehow he hooked it just into that left corner. And they'll push that lead out a little further. And we are headed to halftime. Both squads headed into the locker room to make some adjustments. Gives us an opportunity to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football Studio Update.
Men, notable storylines all across the sport today. So let's roll up our sleeves and get you updated here in Week 6. We kick things off with Cal taking on the number 14 team, the TCU Horned Frogs.
The Longhorns head out hoping to move the ball on this possession.
And it's the Golden Bears, setting school records in multiple offensive categories in one of the highest scoring games I think I've ever seen. Two teams who were very familiar with the end zone today. And this one gets them to 5 wins on the year, which isn't cause for a campus-wide celebration, but it's proof the coaching staff is getting through to this team.
Might have a chance. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
The Longhorns will hustle to the line.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Here's Manning to throw. Bringing the heat. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Got quite a ways to go to keep this drive going. It's third down from the 45. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Kick is in the air. And he tried to pin him deep with that punt. Instead, it goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. So they get the ball back after the defense forces a punt, and I'm sure they tried to make some adjustments at halftime after a little bit of a rocky first half. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
And we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker unit really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on third down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31.
Really nice run there, picking up the first down. Now they're right back up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go again.
Keeping his eyes downfield, rolling left. Trying to get rid of it.
Well, you can see the mindset of this offense changing quickly. We're late in the third quarter. They're down on the scoreboard. They've got to get aggressive, and they've got to throw the ball if they want a chance to win this game. But the defense knows it. It's going to be really hard for this quarterback now. The windows are going to be small like it was that time throwing the incompletion.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Wants to throw. It's Mateer. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. And what a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
And man, this home crowd has grown frustrated with what they've seen from this offense. I mean, they just haven't put drives together. They haven't been explosive. And another incompletion, and the clock is ticking. It's running down. They've got to find a way to create some big plays, to create some momentum, and get these guys on their feet yelling.
Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them.
And it's just a bad decision by the quarterback. I get that he's outside the pocket and the play's breaking down, but you can't force it into your top receiver. If he's not open, you got to throw it away, and the defense took advantage with the interception.
The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. To throw, Manning. Here's a heat. Breaks into the open. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Brown. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Looking to fire. Got it in the middle. It's Wingo. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. The Longhorns come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense has it. They're on the move. Flying out to the left. Inside the 30. The 10. Touchdown Sooners! How about this defense taking one back to the house?
Number one job of a defense, affect the quarterback, get to him, make him a little bit flustered, uncomfortable. Jesse, his 2nd fumble of the day, and this time it goes to the house.
Yeah, and David, you know as a former DN, the coaches were telling their guys, hey, you got him to fumble once. If you get close to him, strip away at that thing. Get your hands on him. The ball's going to come out again. That's exactly what happened. They were opportunistic, not just recovering it, scooping and scoring for a big TD.
Coming out with it, it's Brown. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Brown. Strong run to get it out to the 21-yard line. They pick up of 6.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Arch Madness. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one. He unleashed that one. Some serious spin rates, some revolutions on that one.
Want to talk about velocity? How about the arm talent this kid has? I love watching him.
And the rush will get to him at the 25.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
They'll snap it from the 25 here on 2nd and long. Looking downfield, it's Manning. Spits it out to the back. Makes the catch. It's Brown. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. And they got the completion, but still looking at a 3rd down. They'll try to get the first through the air. And the misconnection on the first attempt. See if he gets a little looser.
This game just feels so different than it did in the first half. After that incompletion, now setting up fourth down, they only have a one-possession lead. Things were looking so much better.
Wait just a minute, guys. The offense looks as if they're going for it in their own end. Looking for a push on fourth down. He's not going to get there. The defense was sure tackling to stop him a few yards short.
And listen, obviously, at this area of the field, it's a question, it's a debate whether or not you go for that on fourth down. At the end of the day, though, I think this coach believes in his own playmakers, and he's got guys on offense that he feels can make a play in that type of situation, and he's got
maybe some room here. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. The Sooners are in the hurry-up.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
Got a man. It's Robinson. Just plowing ahead. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Robinson. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the third quarter. Right around the halfway point of the season, neither of these squads that we've watched today rank, but here's the top 25 as it stands right now. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. On the move. Touchdown, Oklahoma! They move on top here in the fourth.
This guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his fifth rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Trying to push the lead to a field goal with his two-point conversion attempt. To the air, it's Mateer. Makes the grab on the left. He gets into the end zone for the two-point conversion, and the cushion is now 3. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the Texas offense. Running inside. It's Smothers. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
And that's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree, Jesse Reese. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
I don't love the play call at this juncture in the game. You're down. You've got to take shots. The defense is not going to be blitzing, so these screens probably aren't going to work.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. It's complete on the right side. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Sends it back in motion. On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Makes the catch, converts on fourth down, is still on his feet.
All right, fourth quarter now, you're trailing, and the sense of urgency has to go up for everybody right now. At quarterback and wide receiver, you're going to have to hit some of these throws, David, to get back in this game.
Yeah, and when you got the lead on the other side, defense, I'm playing tight coverage, making them earn it. I want that clock to tick.
There's a crease. Ripping off a huge chunk of yardage, and he's got it just outside the 10 at the 11.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice, he can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
Looking to pass, it's Lacy. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. 3rd and long, and they can get the first down without scoring a touchdown. From the gun, wants to pass. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage.
3rd down is money down. You got to find a way to execute and get the ball out and get it to your playmakers. That was the opposite of that. They got it to their playmakers, and they got absolutely nowhere. Lost yards on the play. 4th down now upcoming.
Dead center perfect. Fellas, we have a tie ball game here in the 4th.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Sooner offense returns to the field. And as they say, it's a brand new ball game. That field goal tied it up, and now let's see if they can put together a winning drive. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Zings it complete to the right. Powers through the defender. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield.
And that's why, as a former quarterback, man, I love these drag routes, because if you get the right coverage and it's man-to-man and someone gets picked or can't keep up with your receiver, you just put it out nicely in front of them. They're going to make the catch, and they're going to take it a long way. Really great execution. Nice job by the receiver creating separation, and beautiful throw out in front of the target.
So now it's 2nd and long. Back to throw, it's Mateer. Here's the pressure. And it's a sack. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Get it out on the screen. He did everything he could to find enough running room, but he'll be stopped about 3 yards short of the first down marker. It's 4th down.
So in the most crucial decision right now for the offensive coordinator, right? It's a 4th down that you've...
Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Still moving to his right, trying to make a big play. Can't make the connection, and the defense gets a 4th down stop.
Great job by the defense there. They were not caught off guard in that situation on the field. This offense might decide to go for it on 4th down. They're going to make the play. Their offense now takes over, and if I'm the...
Maybe a crease. Flies to the ground, picks up the first down, and avoids the hit. Now a timeout called by the Sooners. That's their first. And they're really frustrated having to use that after giving up the first down. On the run, it's Smothers. Got enough for the first. They'll get him on the ground, but he takes it all the way down to the 10. Timeout, Oklahoma. That's their second. And that got under their skin a little bit, having to use the TO after giving up the first down. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. The Sooners call timeout, and that's their last one. And now they are powerless to stop the clock with a timeout. Handoff to the single running back. Touchdown, Longhorn! And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
And man, this game has been awesome. Some back and forth. Now you take the lead late. Nice job by the offense. And now you just need your defense to come through for you. One more time. One stop. Less than a minute remaining. Go out there, finish this thing off.
And here he comes out of the end zone. That is not what he had in mind on that return as he goes out of bounds and leaves the offense with terrible field position at the 8. We'll see what they can do on this drive as it starts at the 8. Motion from the back. Looking to throw, it's Batir. Extending the play. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers and he couldn't hold on. It's great for this quarterback to take shots down the field, but you just don't want it to feel like a give up or a chuck it up and hope kind of play.
And I think understanding the situation, now I'm on defense, right? If they're going to take shots down the field, maybe I'm a little bit more aggressive with my blitz, understanding that everything's going to take a little bit more time to develop if they're going to take those deep shots.
They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. He just kept going backwards. You have to step up, and they get him for a safety.
And you practice the 2-minute drill all week long, and you dream about making those big plays, and how about this defense coming up big, shutting down this offense? The offense has a chance to go make this a game, maybe go win.